Yo, 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 yo! What's poppin'? What's poppin'? It's your favorite guys right here. This is your boy Michael.
And I'm Daniel, back at it again.
What's good? What's good?
I don't even know at this point. Episode 1 was really good, so we're about
And we're acting like we're not recording both episodes at the same time.
Well, anybody who's watching the video will know that we're in the same
acting like
clothes.
I just didn't see it 2 seconds ago.
But here we are doing episode 2. Episode 3 will be different because it will be recorded on a different day. But today we've got an interesting topic for you guys. We'll be talking about immigration from Caribbean to North America. Not per se like the Canadian life versus the Jamaican life, because in episode 1 we told you we're Jamaican.
Right. So we're talking about our experience, and then you guys, of course, you can let us know what your experience was.
I know.
But we're both from Jamaica, so our experience may not be the same, but may take a similar format.
Right?
Facts. Yeah.
So like for you.
So which part of Jamaica you come from? Let's start with that.
This nigga always teases me about where I'm from. I'm from Montego Bay, Jamaica.
You don't come from Montego Bay.
Oh, I come from.
You do not come from Montego Bay.
Where I come from?
So,
tell me where I come from.
Let me tell you why I say that. And if any of you guys out there have a friend from Jamaica that is actually so Jamaica has parishes, right? Like cities or states.
14.
And if they're from St. James, which is where Montego Bay is, they could be from the deepest part of Montego Bay.
Like Tango River, them say them come
Don't
from
even know what that is.
But
they're going to tell you they're from Montego Bay because Montego Bay is a city and that's what everyone knows.
Well, for me, I have bragging rights. I was born and raised in Montego Bay. Literally Montego Bay. I lived in Iron Shore and Portobello Heights, which is literally in Montego Bay. No questions asked. I don't come from Over River or Tango River or Glen
No idea what that is.
Any of those places. I'm from Mobay. I'm a Mobay Jamaican, born and raised true and true. And
so
I
that might be true. That might be true because I'm gonna ask you a few Montego Bay slangs.
Like Medidago. Medidago.
No, that's St. Elizabeth.
That's St. Elizabeth. Benago is St. Elizabeth.
You guys say something specific.
You gotta tell me what you're expecting, because for me that's normal.
Oh my, I'm gonna tell you.
So
it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. But you
but
said all the time. You said all the time.
Or Medidago or something like that. But like, yeah. So we were saying Montego Bay, born and raised. That's where I'm from. And it's a trip. Unlike some people when they migrate, where you come from, Kingston, I hold my bay.
Okay.
I always say it.
People don't want to go. Okay. I was born in Clarendon. Maybe a lot of people may not know Clarendon.
I was just about to say half y'all listening
probably don't even know where Clarendon is. But you will know a few popular places that you would always hear, like Muckle. I'm not from Muckle, but you'll hear Muckle. You'll probably hear Maypen. I'm not from Maypen, but I'm close by Maypen. You'll probably hear places like what else do you know?
Kingston.
No, like
in Clarendon,
Tollgate. But those are popular places.
Mineral Heights.
Right, Mineral Heights, right. I'm close by Mineral Heights. But born and raised in Clarendon, went to the great CC.
Oh, God.
One CC, Clarendon College.
I lie. Because them have Cornwall College, which is Mobay. I didn't go to Cornwall College, so but I'm repping it. I'm repping it just because it's from Mobay, and this guy just said one CC. We're not going to accept that. We're not going to accept that.
But, yeah, no, my years in Clarendon was, I don't think I would change it. I wouldn't trade it for it.
Nah, because they kind of formed who you are. And if you weren't from Clarendon and I wasn't from Montego Bay, maybe we would not have this shared perspective. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so it's a part of your foundation, so you got to be grounded with that.
No, absolutely. Love it.
Let's even talk about Jamaica for a bit. What's one of the biggest things that you've noticed about Jamaicans, regardless of what parish they're from? Like, what's your key concept about what makes us different but the same all at once?
Yo, that's a
tough question.
That sounds like a Miss World question. Okay, that's a tough question. But one thing that makes us the same but different.
Yeah.
It's just, it's I don't know, or outlook on things, or how should I put it? Like just how we roll. You'll see it. You'll know a Jamaican just by seeing a Jamaican. Jamaicans ain't gonna fall back. We ain't gonna like, oh, I'm gonna sit right here and let you do your thing. we're outside. You're gonna see us. You're gonna hear us. You're gonna feel us, and you're gonna love us.
Yeah, and I think even the area where you're from, like once a Jamaican rolls through, you gonna know that's a Jamaican. We come in with people always say we're famous for jerk chicken, we're famous for all these foods, but trust me, it's the food that make us Jamaicans. We got that attitude because of our food. We got that level of confidence because of our food. We got that level of assertiveness.
Your one thing is, if you should pick something, it's the food.
It's not. It's if I should actually pick something, it's our language. That's what makes us unique, as well as different. Because nobody speaks Patois like a Jamaican person.
Well,
no.
Okay, not like a Jamaican person, but we recently discovered. Fun fact. So we're on a cruise.
We're on a cruise.
Short story.
I know where you're going.
We're on a cruise, and we weren't. So we were standing by a bar, not talking loud enough for the bartender to hear us.
Yeah,
right. We're talking just by ourselves.
I remember that.
And we went to order a drink, and this man plain up starts talking to us in Patois. Plain up, straight up starts talking, and I was like, "Oh, you come from Yard?" And he's like, "No, not." But he understood everything that we were saying. He knows the reference of Yard, which is technically almost always all the time used to describe Jamaica.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, we not come from Yard."
But like for real though, and the weirdest thing about it is he's not even like from close to Jamaica.
Never been to Jamaica.
This guy is from San Andreas, which is like off of Colombia. And they speak like Creole, and it sounds like us. You're right, but my point was, and like I was saying,
so we can't even own our language anymore.
Well, I lie.
It's not like we're the only people who speaks, because he speaks it like hands out,
like really
fluently. Good.
I was surprised. I was a little taken off guard, but what I was saying was our language, even though it makes us unique, there's uniqueness even in the uniqueness, because everybody doesn't speak the same. Because Mobe people sound different from deep rural St. Elizabeth people. Yeah. And I went to high school in St. Elizabeth, even though I'm from Mobe. I went to Monroe College. Let's just drop that there. But I'm proud of that. St. Elizabeth people will say, so English is I was going. Montego Bay people will say, me did I go or me when I go. And St. Elizabeth people, me when they do that road, they go back over so. And they say this all the time. St. Elizabeth girls are pretty, but they sound dumb. Just because of how their inflections are. But, I mean, it is what it is.
No, but for real. No, because when you started explaining, I kind of understood where you're going.
Yeah.
And, it's funny because you'll have 14 people from Jamaica standing up, and they all sound different. They all, speak different. Just like everything about them is different.
Facts.
But, question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hit me. Okay. Man. So, because we're talking about our move from Jamaica, which may or may not have been our personal decision. It wasn't mine.
It was for me. Mine was personal, more personal than anything else.
Right. When I say it wasn't mine, it was a decision made for me as a child.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I
but
feel you.
No regrets or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. But like, would it be something that I would have actively chosen? Maybe not.
Probably not.
Right?
But is it something that you regret?
No.
Absolutely
no
not.
regrets.
I know
Absolutely
that. So let's clarify that.
Yeah. But my question for you was going to be, moving here from Jamaica, what was your biggest wow, does this really happen here? Your culture shock. What was your biggest culture shock?
Honestly, let me sit down and think about it. The weather. That's one.
I know. Like we are like even if you don't if you've never traveled here, the world knows Canada's ice box.
Okay, so outside of the weather, the next thing was like the entertainment scene, the entertainment industry. Coming from Jamaica, which they say is a third world country, you would think that coming to Canada, which is a first world country, that clubs would be open later.
Right.
You would have access to food like maybe till 1, 2, 3 o'clock. The restaurants close at 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Like, It's not. It honestly.
We're not talking about COVID times.
We're talking about post-COVID and pre-COVID because I came to Canada before COVID, and it's giving like first world on a budget. Canada's like first world on a budget. Like okay guys, we're first world, but we forgot to give you guys the perks of being in a first world country.
Right.
Like at certain times, like you can only find parties on different parts of the city. But it's not like they are coordinated. Like if one place closes early, then you can definitely go somewhere else. Most clubs stop selling liquor at 2 a.m.
Yep.
And most of them close at like 2:30. You can find clubs that go up to 4, 5, 6 o'clock, and they're very seldom. They're few and far apart, but they don't sell liquor after 2. Yeah. So you're literally there listening to music. Hopefully you got buzzed at the clubs before, and then you can go in and try. Yeah,
pre-game can only last
so long.
Right. No, that's a big one for real.
And like even traveling, like back home, the parties are the Asylum, Quad, all these parties.
Dude, how old are you?
I'm old, guys.
Asylum and Quad. If you guys are from Jamaica, you know.
No, that's like old
way
school
back,
shit. Because I didn't party in Jamaica when I was younger. I partied in Jamaica when I was older. And I'm like,
bro, you're not 50. You're not.
I'm
50.
geriatric at this point. People think I'm young, but I feel old. My mindset's different. I really started coming into my party season when I migrated. That's when I really kicked into my party lifestyle. I'm a late bloomer for parties and going out. But for me, that was my biggest culture shock. Yeah, what about you?
My biggest culture shock was, disclaimer, by no means am I racist or anything, not even remotely, but it was a culture shock. When I moved here, or even before I moved here, like visiting here, my biggest culture shock was you're coming to I guess, okay, so from someone who's from the Caribbean, and you know how they would socialize North America on the air, or in the media, I should say.
Yeah.
White people predominantly, because it's North America, the U.S., Canada, right?
Caucasians.
That's a good word, Caucasians. But when I came here, to my surprise, again, nothing to do with racism or anything like that, it was a lot of Indians.
But that's Canada, particularly
because
of
the
program.
my culture shock for Canada.
I got you.
It was a lot of Indians, and I was surprised because I'm like, I'm coming to a country that I'm expecting to see predominantly Caucasians, as you rightfully said, but I'm seeing a lot of Indians. But then, of course, afterwards, learning about the whole,
but it also
arrangements and stuff like that.
It also depends, and let's give some context to that. Canada has an embargo with India, and they have like programs that give Indians the right to come to Canada, and they have a trade program with India. So that would also explain that portion. But not only that, it's the area that you're moving into. So Mississauga or Brampton.
Doesn't matter where you go. Doesn't matter where you go. I mean, obviously there's...
True.
They're more condensed areas.
Yeah, where you're going to find them. But there are also a lot of Caribbean people. If you go to like Scarborough and those places, I can't believe I just said that word like that.
Scarborough?
Scarborough. Scarborough.
Scarborough.
But
I'm kidding. It ain't together though. Scarborough minds them. I don't want y'all to come from me because
Toronto mans, let this podcast live.
Okay, my other question for you. Alright. Leaving because you came here as an adult.
Yeah, I did. I came here at 24.
So you'd have had like your friends and all that, like your community back home. So moving here, you have to now establish a whole new community around you.
Yeah, guys. For me, it was like F them people. I don't know who those people. Like Harpo, I don't know them people. When I was moving here, I'm kidding. It was a rough transition. Fortunately for me, I had family, so like I could now have those interpersonal relations with my family. And branch out, going out daily, you might run into
but
people.
outside of your family, friends. So your family, so even if they were not in Jamaica, they always lived here. You knew they were here. You knew you'd have connected with them or whatever the case may be. But friends, how did you establish a circle or a group of like friends? Because you'd have left your friends that you'd have known for years,
guys,
back in Jamaica.
If I tell you that story, I'd have to kill all of you. I'm just kidding you, but
not about that life.
No, truth be told, I started getting into my friend group through like people from church who I knew,
Right.
and they knew people, right?
Cool.
And through meeting those people, it opened up doors for me to meet other people. One of my best friends I met through someone that I knew through church, and that friendship blossomed, and I met other people through that person, and he's a product or byproduct of me meeting that person. So it's all about networking and social experience. So it wasn't really hard. And considering that, as I said, I'm an extroverted introvert, so if you bring me out, I can be social. I will talk to people and I will engage. And I'm very grateful for where I am with the friends that are in my life. And I always say quality over quantity. I don't believe in having a lot of friends. And I don't group people in friends like that easily. It takes me a while to warm up to people. And I have a harsh personality, so it takes a while for people to warm up to me as well. And fortunately for me, I've been able to retain the quality and weed out the quantity. And I am happy that I'm at that place in my life. What about you?
Right. For me, I think I had I classified as a blessed transition.
Why?
And I say that because I would have had like all my closest friends, in Jamaica. And there's this funny story. So one of my closest friends, we both had something to tell each other at the time in Jamaica. So we were going out for drinks and we're in the car and he goes, yo, I have something to tell you. I'm like, I have something to tell you too, but you go first. He's like, no, you go first. I'm like, no, you go first. I'm like, okay, let's all go. Let's just go at the same time. And he's like, I'm moving to Canada. We literally both said at the same time. And I was like,
that's
shut up.
though. Yeah.
And within that space, that space of time, majority of my close friends kind of moved within that, within that same time frame.
Yeah.
And there would have been a few that were here before too. And so for me, it wasn't a difficult or a lonesome journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? However, the difficult part was not difficult. I think I make friends easily.
I think you do too.
But it was always a desire of mine to meet friends outside of the friends that I knew that were here.
Fair. And that's true. You need that, especially in Canada for networking.
Yeah.
And to add some context to his journey, which is very different from mine to some extent, because he came and his friends also came around the similar time frame. For me, it was different because when I came, I had to meet new friends. But I had a circle of friends in Jamaica and they all transitioned except one. It was 4 of us and 3 of us are here now from that friend circle that I had in Jamaica, and one is in the States, and occasionally he comes across. So for me, they're still there. We may not see each other every day, but I know if I need that level of support, I can get it from my friends.
I mean, let's talk about that. What do you think about, because you have friends that are like, oh, if I don't talk to you for like, if we don't talk every day, like, are we even friends?
So let's get into that. Because the other day I literally saw a post that said, only low maintenance friendships will really survive. The friends that do not get mad when you miss a message, the friends that do not get mad when you miss a phone call,
or a meme.
The friends that do fact check.
Or a meme.
Or a meme.
Bro, I'm like, I sent you this meme. You need to respond.
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah, it's the emotional tantrum and the backlash. No, but I say this to say that if you guys are secure in your friendship and you really know the person, life happens and people get busy.
Y'all be like
and
here.
I don't need to respond to you every single minute of
You
every
actually
single
do,
day.
But I get what you're saying.
No. You do and you don't. It's the check-ins that are sincere that are important.
Right.
It's the not missing out on major moments and life-defining moments of your friends.
Right.
It's
Support.
being there and supporting them through those moments of change,
Facts.
through those moments of breakdown, through those moments of disconnect, and communicating accurately and intentionally through those moments that really build those friendships.
No, that's fair. That is fair.
No, it's real.
But there are people out there who are big on, yo, we need to talk religiously every single day.
No.
You know what I mean? There are people out there who they're like, yo, we
Yeah.
haven't spoken in like 2 days.
And that's wrong. But those people, and this is my opinion, it comes from a level of insecurity in your friendship where they constantly need that reassurance that you are going to be able to talk to them.
It also depends on like how the foundation of the friendship, like
Exactly.
how it was formed.
True.
So
true.
if
You got a
y'all
point.
need to talk every day, that's all good. That's great, and I love that. But it's just more of an understanding.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you be doing your life, I be doing my life. I know it should be crazy sometimes. It's just like work. Things go crazy, but I know for a fact that if I need you, I don't have to second guess that I can call you, text you, whatever it may be, and you show up.
Yeah.
So it's just more like the understanding. We all need to just life be hard, bro.
And there's another caveat to that, and I'll let you talk about that in a moment, but some friendships are also good for a time, and there's seasons to friendships. Not saying that you're going to go out and look for a season of change, but if the season of change is in your face, accept the season of change, because you might need to distance yourself from a friendship in order for both of you to grow and get an understanding of what importance or significance that person has or had in your life, and determine if it's something that you want to continue to pursue.
All right.
Because at some point, I know I'm getting
Let's talk
really
about
into
money.
it.
Let's talk about money. So one of my other biggest shocker would have been the money, the currency, whether it is salary or the grocery store, something, you know, when you pay for stuff in the grocery store. I remember when I was my first job and I did the conversion, bro, and I was like, yo, I'm rich.
You can.
I was like,
You can.
I'm making.
Boy, you can.
No, at that time, I wasn't thinking like that. But I was like, so being paid bi-weekly, and I'm like, yo, my bi-weekly pay is like double what I made in Jamaica.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yo, yeah, no.
No.
But afterwards, I'm like, when you check your bills and all that kind of stuff, you're like, $1 is just $1.
The thing with that is, I had the same mentality. When I came, so I left a management job in Jamaica. And when I came here, I wasn't in a management position. My first job was a regular run-of-the-mill factory job.
For the money.
Working $13 an hour.
Working 9 to 5.
9 to 5. Just to stay alive. But seriously, people, it was that $13 an hour, and I was making more money than my management job in Jamaica.
Right.
And I was like, yo, I'm rich. I'm rich. And then I started getting out of this mindset when I started paying bills. My phone bill was like 3 times the price of the conversion to what I used to pay Digicel in Jamaica.
Just buy a phone card.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
Until you hear, I'm sorry.
You have no credit left. I'm kidding. But on a real note though, it became $1 for $1, and I had to quickly break out of the mentality where I would be converting back to Jamaica every
Do you
single
find
time.
yourself still converting?
I do, occasionally when I'm sending money back
So
home
not like your
to,
regular
family.
day-to-day life you're converting, but...
No, but like if I have to do something that equates to the Jamaican equivalent, then I have to. Like if I'm sending money back to my family, or if I'm going on a trip to Jamaica or whatever, then I'm looking at how much I'm spending. And that's the next thing too. Because sometimes I realize, like, why would I be spending this amount of money to go to Jamaica when I can go see something else and I'm from Jamaica? But honestly, it's the cost of living that you have to watch.
You know, the experience of So the experience you have when you live in Jamaica is
Yeah.
different from the experience you have when you visit Jamaica. You know
True.
what I mean? And also, the experience you have, depending on the type of person you are, the experience you have each time you go to Jamaica is different each time.
That is true. As a
Right?
tourist versus as a resident or a local, it's
No,
completely
absolutely.
different.
Absolutely.
And another thing about money and this whole transition thing that will tie in together is, see me, in Jamaica they have a saying, see me and come live with me are two different things. It means like what you see versus what you lived, so your lived experiences are two different things. Coming to North America, whether it be US and Canada, are two different things as a visitor versus a resident.
Facts.
When you live here and you have to
Facts.
work, it's different. When you have to literally go out in the cold to go to your job because you need that job to pay your bills, it's different from when you are here during Christmas and it snows and you're out there playing in the snow.
It's not like you're in Jamaica and it rains and you're like, boy, I'm not gonna work today.
No, you
Like,
better go because your bills are going. And at the end of the day, you can plant a tree in your backyard in Jamaica and feed yourself. In Canada, that's not a thing. You do not go to the apple tree. You do not plant a ackee tree in your backyard and pray that you grow a saltfish pond in your backyard. It doesn't work like that here.
Nah, it's tough. It's not as easy as a lot of people think it is, especially if you've not had the experience. But for me, it's big on experience. Like once you, I'm always for getting out of your shell in the sense that
that's true.
if you can travel to another country, do it, experience it, you know, submerge yourself in the culture,
Yep.
and you'll find you'll be like, yo, I see this on Instagram or whatever, but it's truly not what it is.
It's true.
You know?
That was my biggest thing because I visited Canada a few times before I migrated, and the experiences were different.
Absolutely, and that's why we travel a lot. It's for fun, but you remember when you're in school, you're doing you're like primary school or prep school, whatever it is, and you get a project to discover Panama, and you're only putting in your project what you Googled.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And obviously, what's on Google is what other people put on Google, which is based on their experience.
Yeah.
So if you should go to Panama, I mean, if that was a thing back then, you got this project, you go to Panama just to write your paper. It's completely different from what you'd see in Google, because this person would have gone to this spot and it rained on that day, and they're like, oh my god, I had the worst experience ever.
And you go and it's
either sunny or whatever, and it's completely different.
I see you, bro. I got you. Yeah.
So gem from that, I would say, yo, you have to experience things for yourself.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Like,
don't let anybody else's experience determine what your experience is, because you never know, it might be different.
Build your own kind of
could be worse, but it could be exponentially better.
Absolutely. Love that.
That's it, bro. So that was episode 2 of our podcast.
Love it.
And we will be back at it again. We are happy to give you this content. Again, I'm Daniel.
This is your boy, Michael.
And it's been
real. I love talking with you.
That's right. So thank you for tuning in to 2 Guys and 2 Mics. And we will be back.
Facts.